And we're live. Hey, welcome to another episode of Squeezy Sports. And today I'm joined by Shavar, Ads FC. Gentlemen, how are
So
you?
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm
yeah, I
excited.
don't know, man.
Yeah.
I could have done without this particular episode, but uh,
Yeah.
let's just get
I
it
don't
over
know.
and done with. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. No worries, gentlemen. So yeah, I'm gonna of course play a clip and then we're gonna discuss after that. It's a very easy episode, very chilled. It's just a matter of um of just seeing what we predicted, of course, for the season.
man,
All right, so let's start off with the relegation
look at
snippets.
me in my Newcastle shirt there, all
You
proud
were
and shit.
so proud, so
Yeah,
proud.
but
Clearly, I
yeah,
wasn't
man.
proud enough. Clearly, I wasn't proud enough. You'll see. Yeah,
Well,
you'll
we'll
see.
see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
we'll see. Okay, I'm playing edges.
In black and white, and they have a lot of money, but it's not Newcastle. It's Fulham. For me,
Oh,
Fulham, bottom of the pile. Fulham do the same thing every season. They come
Yeah.
up, they spend a lot of money, they sign players that just
Mm.
don't gel together, and they go down. So rinse and repeat for Fulham. For me, bottom of the log, and then we'll see them come up again in another 2 years' time, and they'll do the same thing. It's just the way the owners are at Fulham. They pump a lot of money in. They don't really have a structure. It's just kind of like, let's get the best value for money players we can get at the time and just kind of hope it works. And
Yeah, Eds. Can you please explain to us what was going on in your mind when
to
you
be
said?
fair, I wasn't
Oh,
wrong about
that.
one thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't wrong about one thing. They did do the exact same strategy. They bought players
Yeah.
that they thought were value for money. They did the exact same thing that they've done season in, season out. They did buy quite a few players. I do think that this time round, though, they were a little bit more shrewd in their signings. I think Fulham did sign some really good players, but then there were also a couple of signings where you thought, no way. Andreas, no one could have predicted that Andreas would have had such a good season. But yeah, I don't know. I think at the time, anyone would have thought that would have happened to Fulham. For them to eventually finish close or in the top half, I think that was a fantastic season for them.
Indeed. Shavar, do you want to add perhaps? I know it
I
wasn't
think I
you who's.
also,
Yeah.
I think I also had Fulham going down though.
Yeah. No, same. Yeah. I admit, bro. I also.
But mm, how many goals did Mitrovic get? I think that's a big factor, right? We can't.
Yeah, it's always a factor.
At the end of
with
the day,
them.
if you score goals, you're gonna stay up.
Yeah.
But I
But
mean, it's an
remember,
L.
for a long
I'm
time, they never
not
had
hiding from my
Mitro.
L.
For a long time, they
Yeah,
didn't
but
have
I think
Mitrovic, and they
the
still
damage was
stayed up.
already done by then. The damage was
Yeah.
already done by then. He had a really good start to the season. They
Yeah.
finished 10th,
Yeah,
Mhm.
top off.
that bang in the middle.
Proper.
Yeah,
Yeah. And another
really
thing is,
good.
guys, just to add, guys, like I just feel like Fulham had a few quality players. Like for instance, Palinia, man. I thought Palinia was
Quality.
incredible.
Willian,
I don't
bro,
like that
where
guy.
did Willian came back from nowhere?
Why don't you like Palinia?
Palinia,
Yeah.
I think. Okay, I like him for Fulham, right?
Yeah.
But we were also linked with him before Fulham signed him,
Yeah.
right? And we obviously pulled out of the deal, but I don't think he has enough to replace Fabinho, even though Fabinho's had a shocker. So I don't
Yeah.
I don't want us to now go and buy him after he's had a good season in the Premier League. He's had a good season. He will do well at Fulham, but I think that's his level, or maybe one level above that. But no, not at Liverpool.
Yeah, no, true. Of course, Navrith.
Willian was a
Willian.
top signing. It's so true. Willian
works.
was a top signing. That was a shrewd piece of business to bring in Willian, probably on a decent salary, because Brazilian players in their late 30s, if they're not getting paid, they're not playing. Like I think that's just it's just a reality. Otherwise, they go Saudi, they go America, they go back to Brazil, whatever it might be. In fact,
Yeah.
there's a lot of clubs in Brazil where the model is sell your young players to Europe and get them back when they're older. So
Yeah.
it's a wonder that he actually stayed in the Premier League. but he performed at a really high level for Fulham, and I think that was a brilliant signing.
No,
Wasn't he getting death threats or something like that in Brazil?
Yeah,
mm.
Brazilian fans are
I'm not
passionate.
sure.
Bro.
I am not sure about that.
They're just passionate, bro.
Yeah, no, they really are. They really are. Okay, guys, let's continue there. I just want us, of course, to continue with the relegation discussion.
Second bottom for me, unfortunately, it's a second season syndrome. It's Brentford. Brentford
Yeah.
second bottom for me.
Nah.
They have okay. Hear me out. So if you look at them statistic wise, you know me. I look at stats. I look at numbers. That's my thing.
So embarrassing.
If you look at them from a goals and assists point of view purely, I'm not talking passes and all those kind of stats, but just goal and assists purely.
Yeah.
The biggest contributor to that stat for them towards the second half of the season was Christian Eriksen, and he's obviously moved on to Manchester United. So they were never going to be able to replace a player of that caliber. They don't have the financial strength to stay up. They haven't made very good signings. If they lose Ivan Toney, which is still possible, he could either go now or in January, then they'll never
Or get
replace
banned.
that goal threat.
Yeah.
So for me, they haven't done enough in the window. They don't have
So
the
I think-
financial strength. They don't.
Yeah. Ads. That's another shot of
Another
target
shocker.
right there.
Another shocker.
Yeah. But like, you know
Nine
what? What I like
places.
but what I
Nine
like
places,
is what
Adam.
ads. But ads made very, thought-provoking points. I mean, like when I was going through it, it made sense in a way,
At the
I
time,
also-
it made
at the
sense at the time. Of course,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I also think it made sense at the time. But that's football. Football sometimes just doesn't make sense, guys.
Yeah, it doesn't indeed, bro. It doesn't. I mean, of course, for Brentford, I mean, Brian Mbeumo upped his game. I mean,
Great
he's
season.
not.
Great
He's
season.
had a very phenomenal season. I mean,
Matthias Jensen as well.
yeah.
Great.
Ben
Joao
right? Me
Peter.
is there, right?
What's that?
Ben
Me,
isn't he
and
there?
me.
Ben
Yep.
Mee, solid.
Yeah,
always
yeah.
a solid. I mean, when he was at Burnley, he was solid. He's always just been a solid centre back in the Premier League. So, yeah, I'll take an L on that one again. I'm 2-0. I'm 2-0.
All right.
You've gone 10 places off, and now you've
Yeah.
got 9 places off with your 2 predictions so far. What else do we have? Can we get 100 here?
I know, guys. I mean, this part here, I think ads, of course, redeems himself. Let's just hear.
Everton the bottom
Wait.
three. Let me just make one more suggestion, and that suggestion is Leeds. Leeds have lost Calvin Phillips. They've lost
Yeah.
Rafinha.
Yeah.
They have not replaced
was
them
my
with
other-
good players. Jesse Marsh is not a Premier League proven manager. This guy
And they're just
got the-
shipping in. They're just shipping in. It's
almost-
almost like an audit. It's almost like an audition for all the American players to come and prove themselves in the
Aronson.
EPL.
Aronson is a good
Yeah.
player. He's a good player,
It's-
but they're not.
I
it's-
don't see
not
Leeds
enough.
surviving, eh?
But
Yeah.
I
Look,
would
the
see
end of last
Leeds
season-
going down. I would say Leeds going down because this was the last pick that I had. I would just say Leeds going down instead of Everton. I had Everton down there, but the thing is, Everton have at least the finances to keep them up. They can go and pull a few rabbits out the hat in January. They won't wait if Lampard is doing shit. They will sack Lampard after 3 months if they see it's not going well. Whereas Leeds will try and stick with Jesse Marsh because they don't have that many replacements that'll want to come and take on Leeds as a club. So yeah, for me, it was going to be Leeds, but yeah. Yeah,
I think you called
I'll
that
take
one.
You
2-1.
You called that one
That's-
perfectly.
that
Well
one.
done.
Yeah.
That's a top corner, bro. That's
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That
No,
guy.
I'll
from
take that
Brighton.
one. I'm happy about that. Leeds.
Especially
Leeds
since you were
should've-
comparing them with Everton,
Yeah.
and on the
Yeah.
final day it was those two
And
teams.
it was down to those teams. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Leicester were the only ones that I've Leicester and Southampton obviously I completely messed up, but
Yeah.
Leeds did exactly what I thought. Leeds,
Yeah.
Jesse Marsh, they hung on to Jesse Marsh for too long. Then
Yeah.
they went to Javi Gracia, and Javi Gracia, I don't even know if he was there. I don't even know if he lasted over a weekend. I think he's got the second shortest reign in the Premier League, only second to Big Sam, who was eventually the man who brought them down. And I mean, the idea to bring in Big Sam at the end there was just ludicrous. The man is an absolute dinosaur of football. To think he would do anything, I would have rather, at the time Patrick Vieira was available, I would have taken Vieira.
I would have actually just kept Jesse Marsh, to be honest.
Or just kept Jesse Marsh, yeah. How much worse could it have been with Marsh in charge?
They went to Garcia, who changed the style,
Yeah.
and then they went to Sam, who changed the style again.
Yeah.
They,
and
they
Big
had no
Sam's
chance.
styles. Big Sam's style is from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Hoof it up to the big man.
Yeah, man, Stoke City settings, bro. That's like Stoke City settings, man. But like, yo, man, I just feel like ads, bro. You hit the nail on the head there. I
was lucky. I was a little bit lucky with that one, but I'll take that.
I know you called it, bro. You were spot on, bro. You were spot
Well
on. Well done, Ed. Well done. Okay, this is from our buddy Shavar.
Let's go,
Also,
Shavar.
Southampton. Because there's only so many times you can catch 7-1 and stay in the Premier League. And it's like every year there's always like a hiding.
They're the team that
last
always
season-
catches a hiding. Every
Yeah.
season, someone gives them at least 5.
yeah, Shavar.
I'll take it.
You
Look,
didn't
I didn't-
go in depth in it because, of course, you know Sihle at times when Sihle comments, he wants to talk for like 5 minutes straight, But yeah, man, there you called it, bro.
Look, I'll take it. I'll take it. I didn't think they'd be bottom, but I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
Yeah.
It was a good call, honestly, because they had been flirting with it for a while now. So that was a top call, Shavar.
Yeah, no, for me, I
Thanks,
also
guys.
think it was top call. And yeah, man, like it's just, of course, after you made your prediction, it's just Sihle went on a very long.
What did he say? What did he say? Do you remember what he said?
Speed through it.
Oh, must I play through it or what?
Well,
Just
some
a
of it.
little bit. I'd go
Just
at
a
like
little
2
bit.
times speed or something.
Okay. It was first me.
This guy's covering up for himself, Adam.
It's great that he plays Seattle Park because he's not here to defend himself, so we can just rinse him now. Speaking of while you're doing that, speaking of Southampton, having them gone down now, I think there's some good players there that I think some of the Premier League teams could look at. James Ward-Prowse, obviously.
He's good for you guys. I think he'd fit in well.
I would love to take James Ward-Prowse, but there one's the German centre back Bella Kotcher. I think he's
Yes.
good.
He's good. He's
He's been injured, right?
Yeah, but they had a lot of injuries. That's another thing. I suppose that led to their demise a little bit, but they did have actually a lot of injuries. But Bella Kotcher was good. I think Livramento is a good young
Lavia.
Right.
Yeah, Lavia, bro. Lavia's
Lavia,
solid, bro.
yeah. There was another youngster they brought in from City. They signed from City. Oh man, I'm forgetting his name.
I wouldn't lie.
They bought from Ghana, but in the January window, Sulemana.
Oh, that guy that
that
put
guy.
us to shame on the last day.
Yeah, on the last day, I was about to say.
I think he scored to make it 3-2 or something, and then he does some somersaults, and I'm like, dude, you're going down. Like,
Ndozi.
what are you trying to do?
Ndozi was the guy that they signed from City. I think he'll be good in the future.
Yeah, but do you guys think they'll come back though, Southampton, or will it be?
That's a whole other podcast, bro.
Okay, we can't answer that now because we don't know who's leaving.
We don't know exactly.
Right.
It's a good point,
Okay.
Shavar makes. If they manage to retain like Ward-Prowse, etc., they'll piss the championship, literally.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Then of course,
Survive relegation.
ads.
And this is probably the biggest shock that I've got on my predictions here is Leicester.
Yeah.
So the
I
reason
wouldn't have
being,
them that low. I wouldn't have them that low though.
I had them. Okay, fair enough. I mean, it can go anywhere in 13 to 17. There can be a point in it, so it doesn't matter. I'm just saying they'll be down there. and this shocked me what I read the other day. They let Kasper Schmeichel go for free to Nice.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I honestly, I mean, that guy, he won the Premier League with them. He won the FA Cup with them. He's just a quality goalkeeper. 35 years old. He's still in his prime years, and they let him go for free to Nice. I was shocked, especially because
So
they
here's
don't
another
have
stat for you.
another keeper. Yeah.
So here's another stat for you. Of the top 5, of the top 5 European leagues, Leicester are the only team that hasn't signed or registered a new player.
Crazy.
This
Yeah,
season.
exactly. They haven't signed anyone. I'm telling you now, Maddison is going. Whether it's to Newcastle or whoever, Maddison is going.
Okay,
I
then.
Well, there we
Newcastle
go.
also lives
I would
away.
love it to
Yeah.
beat Newcastle. Obviously, I'd love it, but he's going. Fofana might go Chelsea. If
I
they
would
don't
love it if we beat them.
I would love it if we. I'll tell you what. But yeah, no. For me, if they lose those players, I don't think Rodgers is going to struggle with strength and depth this season. And
True.
yeah, I see Vardy being the hero that potentially keeps them up, but they'll be right down there for me.
Ads.
Close
I
enough.
know. Close enough. You waffle there.
No,
Vince.
I think that's a hit. Like
Yeah.
I think we got that one. I think we got
Yeah.
that one because you did say there'd be 1 point in it, and no one was really arguing to say that now they'll be higher up. So
Yeah.
look, we didn't
I think we
really
got
get
that.
it, but I think we'll look. I'll be kind to Adam. I'll
We
give him
got
that
them
one.
also flirting with
Yeah.
relegation because the rank was like avoid relegation, wasn't it? It was like lower half
Yeah.
avoid relegation. So I think we got it then with Leicester.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, we were more or less. I was more or less right. I mean, yes, Maddison didn't go. He will now, obviously.
Yeah.
They didn't sign enough players. They didn't have a goalkeeper. They had
Yeah.
Ward and Everson together do not make one goalkeeper. Like they didn't have
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, they were horrible, bruh. Horrible.
And I think
Great
what I was
management,
trying to
actually,
say
'cause they
there
were
was
cheapest chips, but horrible.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
I think what I was trying to say there was Vardy was picking up some injuries, and that's exactly what
You
happened.
didn't get a good run in the team as well.
No.
When you're an older player, 35 plus, you need to be playing every week.
Yeah.
And you need that match fitness constantly, and Vardy just never had it the whole season.
Yeah. And
So
it's
so
sad,
far
man.
we've done quite well, aside
Yeah.
from Brighton and Fulham. I have
Yeah,
a feeling
of course.
it's all about to go to shit now.
Nah.
Oh, we're still okay. We're still
We're
okay.
still okay.
We-
Let me play the
Okay
next
there,
bit.
actually. We got
Yes.
Bournemouth, we got Nottingham Forest.
Forest.
They all finished
That's
in
not
that
bad.
area.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Not bad at all. Let's play that.
Forest, the other two
Yeah.
promoted.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah,
So
Bournemouth,
smooth.
we all in agreement. Forest, JC
So
is
I'm
not
putting
going to play
them
the
there
team.
because I don't know them enough.
Yeah.
I watch, as someone who,
Well,
as you
you
know,
do research,
watches
bro.
championship football from time to time. I've watched Forest. They were like Brentford. They don't have any top players, but they play a good style of football. They play a 3-4-3 with wing backs. Keep that in mind for your fantasy teams. Neco Williams has just joined there.
Yeah.
4.5.
Yeah, and he's a
4.5
4.5. Great value
Nudge,
for money
nudge,
there.
wink, wink.
To follow on the other side, yeah, no, good players there. They don't have any quality players. They got Lingard. Lingard will it'll either work or it won't. You know, with Lingard.
Yeah,
It'll either
we'll
work
we'll
or it
know
won't.
we'll know overnight. I
We'll
think
know.
with Lingard's move, we'll know like 2-3 games in whether it's working or not.
And I think
If it works, his TikTok game is going to be on fire.
Bro,
If it doesn't work,
It's going down.
how
yeah.
they're gonna call him start Jay Forrest, or he's gonna come up with something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think style of play will keep them up. They don't have obviously a strong team, but it was just a style of play that'll keep them up. Same way that Brentford came up. There was something different in the league that other teams needed to adapt to. So I think they'll stay up. I also think Bournemouth will stay up. I think Scott Parker is a good manager. They're going to carry good momentum from the championship into the season. They also are smart. They actually, when they went down, they managed to retain a lot of their top players. So a lot of those players who did well for them when they were in the Premier League are still there. Granted, a little bit older, a little bit worse off. They haven't made any glorious signings, but I just think that out of all those managers in that 13 to 17, I rate Scott Parker as the best manager out of all of those to keep a team up.
I don't know
Wasn't he the
about the
first
last
manager to
bit.
go?
I don't know about the last bit, but
Didn't he
we-
catch 9 and then
prediction.
get sacked? Or
Yeah,
something?
you guys, man. Yeah, and that's like after 3
Yeah.
games, I think. I think after the third game.
Yeah, so we got
Yeah.
quite a few wins there, and then Adam
Yeah.
pulls in,
Mm.
with his typical L.
No,
Also,
we're talking
I was
about
thinking to myself,
positions here. It doesn't
I was
matter
thinking
about
to
who
myself-
the manager was. We got the position. We got Bournemouth
But-
finished exactly where we said.
Yeah.
while I was watching that, I was thinking to myself, when you said, "Yeah, I watch Championship football from time to time," I'm like, "Yeah, that's because your club were there
Yes, twice.
twice."
Yeah, literally.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I was right. I was right about Forest. The only thing I got wrong about Forest was that I did not realize the fact that they would go and sign 40 new players. So that is one thing that I don't think we thought about at the time. That the only way Nottingham Forest stayed up was making signings. They signed enough players with just enough amount of quality to keep them in the Premier League. Bournemouth were just kind of they just stayed up on vibes. Honestly,
Yeah,
Gary
they were
O'Neill came
winging
in
it.
and he got the
Yeah.
good vibes going. Decent style of play. No one really shone for Bournemouth. They just played well as a team and they stayed up.
100%, man. I fully agree, man. And yeah, credit to you guys, man, for predicting that, because I feel like
So far, so good.
so far it's not as bad as last season. Last season, man, we were waffling. But anyway, mid-table now, guys. This is the segment where things start getting interesting. So guys, who you guys got?
Bold statement.
Newcastle.
I'll give you two teams.
Yeah.
I'll give you two teams, and this is bold. First one,
Yeah.
Wolves. Second one, Man United.
Oh. I don't know. Should we, I don't know.
You
Do
know what?
want
Honestly-
Siobhan- you want
Not
Siobhan
honestly.
to leave? Do you want Siobhan to leave so you two can have this fight? Because I'm not. I'm wearing black and white,
Guys,
but I'm not going to be
I
the
am.
referee
I
here.
promise
I'm
you.
just
I
saying.
promise you. This is. I've said this time and time again. Okay, Wolves. Jimenez is not the same after the injury. The injury
Yeah.
properly messed
He's
him up.
right.
And if they lose their star player, what's his name? The guy in the midfield. Oh, fuck, I forgot his name now. Neves. If they lose Neves, they're going to properly fuck because they don't have enough time to replace him. Man United. If Man United don't keep Cristiano Ronaldo is a bad.
Oh,
He's
are you
toxic.
for real?
Hold on, hear me out. He's toxic as fuck, but he
Yeah.
will
He
give
was
you,
right.
he will give you 20
Mhm.
odd goals in the season. You need that. If you don't and you allow him to leave, Anthony Martial does not have what it takes to carry Man United front line for the
They
whole
don't.
season.
But they don't need someone to carry them. They've got a
Thank
new
you,
system.
Adam.
They got a system
They've got-
now that's going to score
Thank you,
goals.
Adam.
Bro,
I keep
they
By
will-
default,
the same
You
thing
take
over and
Ronaldo.
over.
You take Ronaldo. I'll tell you this one. I'm not batting for X because he got me on his podcast and all that. I'll tell you just facts. I'm
I
just
think
gonna try and- I'm
Shiva,
just-
we need to move you down and
just
move
gonna
the teacher's
try.
plate
I'm
just
just
up.
gonna try and stick a little bit of facts here. I'm gonna do a little work for X here. I'll tell you what I think, right? And why I'm gonna say that Man United do not belong down there. Emotional damage. There you go. Exactly.
Emotion.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what Sihle was on. It's a pity he's not here. I don't know.
Was this his emergency?
Yeah, maybe he
Did he
predicted
watch
that
himself
I'm
back
about to show
before
this.
that said, what did he say about Chelsea?
That
You see-
Chelsea guy. That Chelsea guy. What is that Chelsea guy talking? Literally.
What is he?
You'll see. I'm pretty sure at the end he predicted Chelsea for top 4, and I think, to be honest, to be fair, I think I did as well. But how
I think I did
wrong
as well.
was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I did
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, no, of course. We all did, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
Chelsea had a
Did I
very
have?
good
I think I
manager.
even had them
at
at
the
third,
time.
if I remember correctly.
Well, think
Yeah.
about it. When
No.
they started the season, they started with Tuchel in charge.
Yeah.
They made they made some good signings. There was no talk of a takeover at that point. It was still firmly under Abramovich. The war in Ukraine hadn't even happened.
Yeah.
No,
When
I
we-
think
when we had
I
this
think it
podcast.
did.
No,
think-
but
I don't think the war started.
The sanctions on the Russian oligarchs
Yes.
hadn't come into effect, so there was
Yes.
no talk of a takeover. If there was that around that time, maybe his predictions might have been different. But I think he smashed Wolves, and unfortunately, just completely wrong with United.
Yo,
Yeah,
I
Wolves was a good.
offside,
Wolves was a
man.
good shout.
Wolves was a good one. Wolves was a good one.
We'll give him
Yeah,
that.
Wolves could
We'll
have
give
gone
him
the
that.
other way, though. I think Wolves, after they sacked the manager they started the season with, I'm forgetting his name, and then they brought in Lopetegui. That
Lopetegui.
changed it. That changed
Yeah.
it for them.
But also, Wolves played us like 5 times in a row when we were playing like shit, and that's where they got most of their points. So there's that too.
Yeah, no, they capitalized. They capitalized.
Just go
but-
back there and take their best player. That's the best way. Liverpool no revenge.
Yeah.
That's what we did to Brighton.
Exactly. That's what you're doing to Brighton right
exactly.
now. You're like, oh, you okay?
Yeah.
You want to finish above us? Okay, well, I will take Alexi McAllister.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did. They didn't finish above us, but we're still gonna take. their best player.
Basically you're swapping them James Milner for Alexi McAllister. I think you guys are
Yes.
getting the better deal.
100%, bro. 100%. Yeah. And then this is for Shiva as well, man. Like Shiva, hey, man, you're on fire, bro.
I feel like-
Swear,
I want to
I
say
know you're
something
watching.
controversial here, though.
Say it. Say it. Don't be scared.
We're waiting.
I
He's
wanna
scared
put-
now because he had
I wanna
he had his buzz about Newcastle, but he saw that I put them in the same place he put them. So now his whole game is whacked out here.
Yeah, I want to put Newcastle in the relegation out.
No,
okay?
you can't.
Look, I don't think it's going to happen, but I think Villa is the type of team that could finish 7th or could also finish 13th. I like the signings that they made.
Diego Carlos is
I
a
just-
top signing, and Leon Bailey will probably come right this
Yes,
season.
and I like their midfield. They got
Kamara.
this young midfielder
Kamara.
from Marseille.
Yeah,
Was it
Kamara.
Marseille?
He's
Somewhere in
so-
France. I forgot his name. And I believe it was on a free as well, or it might be that he's going on to the last year, or was going on to the last year of his contract. I just forget his name. I think he'll be really good.
That's
And
brilliant
they already
analysis
had-
there, Shiva. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Well, it
They
worked,
signed a
didn't it,
player,
Adam?
He's young from France. I don't know his name, but I think
I forgot his name.
That actually is brilliant.
I know.
We're
We
waiting
were
for the
also linked with
we're
him.
waiting for the controversial
Burning
statement.
past Shiva.
No, there
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
a controversial statement here. I
We
think
move
Villa
on.
could finish 7th. I think they could also finish 13th, but I'm happy with where they are.
Go,
Yeah.
Shiva.
Where
Go
did they finish?
Shiva.
Where did they
Go
finish?
Shiva.
Seventh,
Top-
exactly.
7th.
Yeah.
You see what I mean,
Nice.
bro? Like there, man, you and as well, Kamara, bro. That guy is a baller. I
Thank you.
really-
Thank you.
I think he's
Thank you.
solid, bro. But you know, with me, man, French ballers, man, I'm very biased when it comes to French ballers.
Guys, give me 1 second.
No worries, Ed. But yeah, like Shiva, bro, you hit the nail on the head there. I was like, wow. Damn,
I want
bro.
to go back to that log X. I want to see what did we do with Newcastle in the end?
No, we left them there,
Okay.
actually. Yeah,
Did we
didn't
leave
even
them
talk
there?
about them
And
a lot.
okay, so we got
Hmm.
Newcastle wrong. We'll take an
Yeah.
L there. We'll take a huge L with Brighton.
Yeah,
They finished 6th, right?
yeah, 6th.
Yeah.
Ahead of Spurs.
Palace, we kind of got right.
Kinda, yeah. They pretty much there. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
That's not terrible. We're okay. We're okay. We got West Ham
Yeah.
a little bit too high.
Yeah, I know indeed. Yeah, because we really did. And yeah, man, like for me, man, Shiva, dog, like I just had to give you your flowers there, bro. Because when I was
Thank
watching
you.
this
Thank you.
episode, I was like, nah, man, Shiva hit the nail here, man. You know. But yeah, of course, the next part is more on Man United. It's just that the Man United hater is not here, you know, to listen
No,
to the
we'll
nonsense.
wait for you. Let's go a little bit further. Let's talk about Chelsea because
All right.
the Chelsea guy kind of tapped out.
Yeah.
So
The thing is that the
let's talk
Chelsea
about it
comments,
behind his back,
yeah.
and then when
All right.
Adam comes back, we can introduce him to Man United.
Oh, no. Ed is not the hater. It's Sihle who's the hater.
Oh, is it Sihle?
yeah, it's Sihle.
Okay.
Ed was very objective in his analysis. Sihle, on the other hand, oh my days, he was just talking shit.
To be fair,
No.
though, X,
Yeah.
to be fair to where we put United, if the season carried on for another 4 games, I think you guys would have finished in that position.
No.
I think you guys would have
Shiva.
dropped out.
Hey man, the league is 38 games, bro. So
Yeah,
come on.
look, I know, right? I know, but I just think you guys kind of got lucky that it ended when it did.
Hey man, you need luck, bro.
Right,
You need
he's
luck.
right.
do.
Tide, typical
you
United.
do.
The tide was turning a bit there.
Yeah,
towards the end.
no. Yeah, no. That's true, guys. There I won't fight.
It was the
with you
same for
guys.
Newcastle. Out of Newcastle's last 5 games, we won 1.
Yeah, you see.
Wasn't it 2? Oh, you won one and drew one or something. Because I know we needed you guys to lose. We needed you guys to drop 5 points, I think. And at the end, you finished above us by a
the 2
point or
results
something
that got
like
us
that.
Champions League was hammering Everton away, and
Yay.
then also doing the same to Brighton at home.
100%.
Yeah, thank you for
100%.
hammering Everton. Hammer them a little bit more next season. I just need to finish with 3 points less, and then I'm happy.
Yeah. All right, guys. Okay, like I said, this is Sihle N hating again. Let's just
Fine.
play.
You could put them there. You couldn't wait.
I'll put
That's-
United
They
there.
don't even belong there, but anyway.
No,
I'll
but
put
you
United
know
there.
that, bro.
Listen to you, bruh.
And
Yeah, man.
hold on. Before we proceed, I actually here's my controversial take of the show.
Yeah.
I think the team with the best squad outside the top 6 is Man United.
Their squad outside.
Because,
Outside the
because,
top
they-
five.
because, he-
Quantify that.
because they're going to finish 7th in his opinion, probably.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
they've got a very good
I
squad.
don't think. I don't think.
Guys,
I
Man
don't
United
think
is
there's
still a
certain
top
areas.
6 team. They're still a top 6 team. You can't deny it.
According
You
to
can't
them-
no, hold on.
It doesn't matter
Hold on.
if you
I'm
lose
trying to- I'm
Cristiano
trying to-
Ronaldo, you
I'm-
got Varane, De Gea, Bruno. You got. It's just still a.
Tell
top
me up
6
front. Who
team.
do you have striking wise?
Doesn't matter.
It's
Cristiano
not, about,
Ronaldo.
it's not about one person, guys. It's
Doesn't
about
matter.
the system. I keep telling
But I'm
you
talking about
guys
positional
this.
play. I'm talking about positional
It
play.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter,
doesn't
bro.
matter.
It
They
doesn't
don't-
matter.
guys,
Ten
bro.
Hag,
Maybe
Ten
they're
Hag,
real.
Ten Hag doesn't. Ten
It's not
Hag
about-
doesn't buy players for a position. He buys players for a system, and they
Thank
rotate.
you.
They don't stick to
This
positions
isn't
in a game.
Ajax. This isn't. This is.
Yeah, but-
isn't Ajax.
Yeah, but
But
this
it
is
is.
Ten
It is
Hag.
United. He's implementing his style of play into
Yes.
our team.
100.
Okay.
Telemex.
Honestly,
Yeah.
So he's gonna get it
Honestly.
right first time
Yeah.
round.
No,
Right.
that's why
So
he's
that's what I was
finishing
gonna say.
6th.
yes. So banter aside, right? Like
Yeah.
banter aside, I think United will finish 5th or 6th simply because I think it's just going to take Ten Hag time.
Thank you.
And X,
And that's
coming
the
from
second half
me,
of the season.
you guys have to give him time. If you
We
really
have
believe in this
to.
project,
You
there's
bro.
going to be games
They will.
where
and
you're
they
going to
will.
think, what is this guy doing? I have no
Exactly.
idea what's going on.
I
This
can
looks
think of a few
absolutely
games that were like that.
bland." And then there's going to be games where you'll still lose, but you'll be like, there's a plan here. I can see where we're going.
Yeah.
You have to ride it out. This
Shiva,
is a season of
Shiva?
building.
Yeah. Shiva,
I think, to be honest, I think we all had good points. I think,
Yeah.
even Cecily had some good points because
Mhm.
we did not think that Chelsea and Liverpool would drop off as badly as they did,
No.
No,
right?
not at
No.
all.
And- Well, how many points did you guys finish with?
United.
It was probably like 72,
No, 76, bro.
76,
Yeah,
Yeah. They were,
76.
75,
Yeah.
75. Okay, that
75,
probably
Two-
is enough to
points,
get you
2 points ahead
to
of
get you
Newcastle, I
four.
think. 2 or 1 point
Yeah.
ahead of
Four.
Newcastle.
4 ahead of Newcastle.
4 of Newcastle. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, of
4 ahead
course,
of
yeah,
Newcastle.
because we only drew on the last day and United won, so that gave me
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
okay, 75, you normally will get fourth with about 75 points. I think 76 guarantees you fourth, but if you get 75, you generally do get fourth. But it's not like you guys finished fourth comfortably. Well, in a normal
In
a normal
in the
season,
end, they did. In the end,
75
they did.
points. In the end, they did, but in
Yeah.
a normal season, 75 points is not a comfortable fourth place, right? So I don't think we were that far off. I just think what we got very wrong was Chelsea and Liverpool. We did not think Chelsea and Liverpool would drop off as much as they did, and Tottenham as well. We did not think that Tottenham
Yo,
would
I know Spurs
really
could be-
bring the Tottenham this season.
Wow. Hey guys. Hey, you know
Who would have thought
the
that? Who would have thought that? But I
yeah.
mean, yeah, I think United completely deserved a top 4 finish.
No, they
In
did.
all honesty,
They did.
every club deserved to finish. I mean, it's obviously clubs deserve to finish where they finish. It's just that's how football works. But it's like you can't say that there were any club where you feel like, oh, they actually played well this season. They were unlucky to finish wherever, with the exception of maybe Arsenal.
I think Everton should have gone down. I think they deserve to go down.
Everton,
But maybe I'm biased. But maybe I'm biased.
To be honest,
Yeah, because they're a rival.
Everton and probably West Ham were the two that deserved worse than they got, and probably less.
I think West Ham kind of pulled it off at the end. I think they did deserve.
The Confederations fucking made up league is what
the Tottenham Trophy.
The Tottenham FC Mourinho's trophy, actually. That's Mourinho won the first trophy there. That is what basically gave them any kind of momentum, really.
Yeah. But another thing, guys, a trophy is a trophy. It's like you see even with United.
Oh, of course. I'll take that trophy any day. I would have
exactly
the League Cup, bro.
Exactly. If you guys had won League Cup, we would have traded for the wrong reasons on Twitter. Yeah, exactly. And that's what happens. I mean, Fergie, when he took over United, that's the very first trophy he won. Yep. And that, of course, galvanized the squad. And, of course,
I think Jose as well. And I think Pep as well.
Yeah. You see Pep as well. So it all starts there, with most coaches. So for me, I'm happy that at least we have some form of silverware. I know a lot of people are calling it the energy drink cup. They don't really
Carabao. If you've ever drank Carabao, you'll know it's
do you guys know
drink.
What is it?
It wasn't the energy drink cup when they won it, but a week later it was the 7-Up Cup. But we'll talk about that. We'll get to that. Do you guys know? We said Pep's first trophy. Pep's first trophy was the League Cup. So Alex's first trophy was the League Cup, and Jose's first trophy was the League Cup. Do you guys know what Klopp's first trophy was?
The Champions League, bro.
The Champions League.
Yeah, I know. There's a Champions League. Yeah.
Doesn't play small time.
How many League Cups has he won?
One.
You see.
Yeah, one. Yeah,
one. Yeah.
But at least he's completed the whole set. I mean, he's got the cup, he's got the league.
Pep's got the gauntlet. He's got the Infinity Gauntlet sorted there.
There's just the one that's missing.
Yes, then of course.
Come on, Lukaku.
Exactly, bro. And I'm not sure if you guys saw he's dating Meg the Stallion. So hopefully that Meg the Stallion energy can galvanize him and make him score.
That's a power couple right there.
But anyway, guys, let's move on to ads. Here you really drop some gems, man. So
I'll say one thing about West Ham. Just one thing about West Ham that we're forgetting about. West Ham have got this Europa Conference League as well, but they still need to qualify for it. They haven't even got into it. They still need to qualify for it. I think if they're in that, it's a huge pressure on them to play Thursday, Sunday. And when you're playing Conference League, guys, you're not going to France, you're not going to Germany, you're not going to Spain, Italy, you're going Andorra, you're going Armenia, you're going like far, you're going west, you're going near Russia vibes. You know what I'm saying? You're going to the war. You're going to a war basically every time you're playing in the Conference League. So it's a lot for them. That's why I think I would put West Ham one down, and it's opportunity for one of those teams in the mid-table to actually get a higher
push one up.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing before we proceed, right? And I'm taking a dig at Adam here because I haven't seen him in a while and I think he deserves it. You said they're not going to France, they're not going to Spain, they're going to Andorra. Do you know where Andorra is? It's between France and Spain.
It is between France and Spain. Principality. Yeah. But I think at the time I meant to say Armenia, but I ended up saying or Albania. It could be one of those. Those are far east there, far west.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but now we can talk about your good point. I think you got that one right. You got that one right. We did put West Ham too high, but also I take X's point from earlier. West Ham would rather finish 16th and win a trophy than finish 8th and nothing.
And it's guaranteed Europa League for them if they win.
Yeah.
So and as well bragging rights, they'll get to sing to Arsenal fans that we won a European trophy.
100%. I mean that is just huge. Although
Spurs fans that they've won a trophy.
Wow! Can you imagine they'll have that over Spurs? They were like, we won the cup that you thought you were too good to win and you never did. Literally. But the Fiorentina side that they're up against tomorrow night is a good team. They were like funny enough, they were like the West Ham of the Serie A. They finished quite low down in Serie A, but focused obviously on the European competition. I don't know. I'm worried for West Ham. I live in East London, and most of the fans around here are actually West Ham fans. In fact, around the corner from me is a West Ham supporters bar, which I've been to on a match day, and it's absolutely heaving, singing the bubble songs and all that. So this area in particular is very West Ham heavy. In fact, I can go about 20 minutes that way, and I'm at their stadium. And yeah, I'm concerned about the mood in my area come tomorrow night, because it might not go so well for West Ham, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, indeed. But all the best to them. I mean, they should
all
win.
the best. I would love it. I would love it. I'd love it.
You would love it if they beat them.
I would love it if they beat them.
Yeah.
That's how you
tell you
know,
what.
guys. Just give the trophy to Fiorentina right now. As soon as Adam says it's over.
All right, guys. Okay.
We have to find the other team. There's a team
Who's
missing
gonna
here.
finish fifth?
Yeah, this one is going to be a tricky one.
Fifth. So
I say
I'm not
Chelsea.
gonna lie.
I say Arsenal.
Chelsea.
I say Arsenal.
Yeah. So here's my view. I heard you drop Chelsea there, but it's fine. It's payback. I deserve it. Between Arsenal and Spurs, who in this window have reinforced their team, as in made their team like freaking
Spurs got
10 times
Richarlison.
double?
Spurs got Richarlison and Perisic.
How bad was that?
And Yves Bissouma.
Yeah, Basuma. Bro. Basuma's a ball.
Yeah, so
Stop
Arsenal.
it there.
Arsenal
Stop it
have
there.
made a couple of good signings.
Conte versus Arteta. That's all I'll just say. Conte is a better manager. Spurs make better signings. Arteta did make a good signing with Jesus, and he's banging them in the preseason.
True.
And you know, he's
I've
the
got him in my fantasy. I took a gamble and I've got
we
him in
all
my
do.
fantasy.
We all do.
We all
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just call it now. Flop of the season, Richarlison.
Yo, bro.
Flop of the season. I mean, who else is even in the category of flop of the season?
Oh my God, he was horrendous, bro.
What
Horrific.
did Chelsea sign in? Well, Chelsea signed everyone.
Yeah, every
The
other
thing is
Chelsea
that
player.
yeah, with Chelsea, pretty much a lot of them were flopped.
Okay, well,
Koulibaly's a
worst
shout.
worst
Flop of
signing
the
of the
season.
season definitely has to be Richarlison. He's up
Yes.
there.
Yeah,
Either Richarlison or Badia Shield for Chelsea, but yeah.
I no. Badia Shield is the one that's doing well. It's Koulibaly that's doing badly.
Koulibaly was a flop. Yeah, I don't know.
My favorite Richarlison moment was when he scored to make it 3-3 or 4-4, whatever it was.
It's 3-3.
And then he did the pigeon dance,
Yeah,
and then he gave the
and it was
ball away.
Wasn't it offside? Didn't he not get the goal?
No, but he did score. So he scored one offside, and then he got booked for taking his shirt off. And then he
Hey.
scored an actual one, and he did the pigeon
Yeah.
dance. And then he gave the ball away, and then it went to Lucas Moura, who played a stupid pass. And then Jota scored, and then was it 4-3 or 5-4? It was something ridiculous. But
4-3.
basically,
you guys
it
won
all
4-3.
4-3. But basically, it all stemmed from Richarlison going from doing the pigeon dance
Acting
to
the
giving the
fool,
ball away.
showing his ass. Yeah,
It was sweet justice.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Richarlison,
I think because of even that reason, flop of the season. How he made it into the Brazil squad now for the is it the Copa America or the Copa? There's some.
Yeah,
Or it could be World Cup qualifiers or whatever. How he's made it into the team now? I mean, they must. You think Brazil would have 1,000 strikers instead of Richarlison, but somehow he made it into the squad again.
You see, it just shows you how Brazil have fallen off, bro, as a
Yeah.
country, bro. Like that just
Yeah.
shows you, man. Because when we were growing up, Brazil had plethora of strikers.
Bro,
There were too many
were-
strikers.
they could send 3
Yeah.
teams to the World Cup and each one could win it.
Exactly, bro. Look now, bro. They're all stiff, bro. All
Bro,
stiff.
I'm not. I love him, but the fact that Joe Linton, as good as
Yeah.
he had a season, the fact that Joe Linton is now in the Brazil squad, it shows you how far these guys have fallen off.
That's
But
bad.
what's their midfield like? Because Fabinho's fallen off. Casemiro, he's had some good
Is-
games, but he's
Casemiro,
not.
Bruno, and Paqueta.
on the level.
That's their starting midfield now.
I like Bruno.
Of
I'm
course,
not sure how
yeah.
I feel about
Bruno
Paqueta.
Guimaraes is a fantastic footballer, but
Mhm.
I mean, compare that to what like the type of midfielders they used to have in the
Roberto
past.
Silva.
Bro, even Janino, guys. Janino used to eat bench.
Firmino, Roberto Carlos.
Well, I
Dude.
mean,
They have,
Janino
I mean,
has
Gilberto
suffers
Silva.
Gilberto
Um,
Silva. They had Zé Roberto. Remember Zé
Zero,
Roberto?
but yes,
Roberto.
Zé
Bro,
Roberto
Zé
started.
Roberto was a problem.
Even-
yeah.
Janino suffered from the David Silva
Mm.
or Cesc Fabregas complex,
Yeah.
where undoubtedly
Yeah.
a world-class player, but how do you
Yeah.
bench Kaká? Just like how
Yeah.
these guys, how do you bench Iniesta?
Exactly.
Exactly the same.
But even the times when they had Coutinho, Oscar, Lucas
Yeah.
Leiva, even that was a stronger midfield than Bruno Guimaraes,
Neymar,
who's
well, yeah.
honestly, like, as much as I love Bruno Guimaraes, having watched him very closely this season, there's a mistake in him, which is like that he holds on to the ball a little bit too long in a little bit too dangerous places. But he's the type of player that you let him do that because at the same time you can go up the other side and score your goal or put someone in, and that can lead to a goal. But yeah, anyway, we're going off topic here, going on to the Brazil squad. You have a whole other podcast on the Brazil squad.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, this guy. There's a guy who commented Sway and he's talking about Brazil, but
What's he saying?
okay, here it is. He's talking about Brazil. I'm glad my
Yeah, I see his chat. I see his chat. Something about
Yeah.
not rating Fred or something
Yeah.
like that. We didn't
Hey,
even mention
Fred.
him when we're talking about the bad Brazil midfielders. That's just how
Yeah,
low
that's
it
how
is.
weak. I mean, Fred, even bro, like, hey, it's crazy. But yeah, Sway,
Are they
Yeah.
taking Bobby Firmino in the Brazil
No,
squad?
he didn't make
No,
the
he
recent
didn't.
squad. No, I think he
didn't.
didn't. He hasn't played enough.
No, he hasn't. He's
Yeah.
been injured. He's
Mm.
had his
And it-
issues.
And as well, that kid from Real Madrid, man, what's his name again? The
Rodrigo.
striker? Rodrigo's on form as well. So
You
I don't
can't-
rate him.
Rodrigo and Vinicius, you can't leave them out. They just you
Okay.
can't leave them out.
yeah,
No, Vinicius is class. Like
yeah, hey,
he's class.
Vinicius, man.
But I don't like Rodrigo. I think he's
You don't?
okay. But anyway, we're off topic. We'll talk
Okay.
about Rodrigo the next time Liverpool play Madrid. You know it happens every year now.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's continue because we did segue there, but
Yeah.
Right.
They're gonna finish ahead of Chelsea as
And
well.
I mean, Kane is
Right.
not going anywhere now, so I think
So-
Kane is probably going to have the best season he'll ever have this season.
yeah, but he
I
still
think-
won't win a trophy though. He'll
He'll never win a trophy.
Man will score
He
40
missed
goals,
his
he'll
chance
never
when
win.
Bayern wanted him.
Yeah. Let's see. Who's this guy?
I've kind
Nagelsmann
of-
was twerking for him. He was like, bro, Harry Kane, Bundesliga, he would score so many goals. And pissed off Conte. Conte is like, this guy is twerking for my player. Like, what's wrong with you?
At the end of the day, Balotelli has won more than Harry Kane. That's just
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Firstly,
that's just the
Balotelli
thing.
was not a bad player at City
Yeah, he wasn't.
or at
He
Milan.
wasn't.
He set up the goal for the Aguero. So
Yeah, he's got one Premier League assist, and
your
it's
ex
that one.
just rage quit on
I
us.
think
Yeah.
I think he knew we were going to talk about Chelsea and United. But yeah, good call with Tottenham. Harry Kane did have the best season of his life, and he didn't
He
win
did.
a trophy. So,
Yeah.
like, is there a more Spursy thing to say than that? Did we
Nope.
have them fourth though? Did we settle on Arsenal fifth and Tottenham fourth?
It goes back to what I was saying about Richarlison, actually. It's so Spursy for Richarlison to pay the highest fee for a player in the window, I think, other than Haaland, I think this one of the high.
No, I
I
think
think-
Richarlison was more than Haaland. Haaland's
Yeah.
transfer fee wasn't that high. It
I
was
think
his
the
agent
highest-
fees and paying
I
his
think
father.
in that window, I think I could be wrong, but I think Richarlison might have been the most expensive.
No, how
player.
much did Darwin go for? Darwin was 64.
Yeah, and
Oh.
Isak was 65. So yeah. Anyway, but
No, but even-
it was so Spursy for them to pay that much money for a player who did nothing, and then also for Harry Kane to have the best season stats wise and not win anything.
Yeah, no, indeed. I think Anthony from United was like 80.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we
was
bought
that-
him for a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
We always fuck up, bro. We always sign these guys. Did you hear? Okay, then let's not.
No,
say-
dude. I say
This-
one thing about Anthony. Yes, the price tag was crazy and whatever, but
Yeah,
Ronaldo
But-
also wasn't amazing in his first season. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, no, that's true. But did you see what he did off the field? Ish, guys, man, he fucked up.
So we
He
did go.
fucked
So
up.
we did go Tottenham 4th and Arsenal 5th.
Yeah, no, we did.
What do we
did,
say about
did.
Arsenal? I want to hear what we said about
Yeah,
Arsenal
let's find the
because
Arsenal talk.
it feels like that feels disrespectful.
Arsenal. Yeah, no, we didn't really.
No, we
speak
all
much
need to
about
take our
Arsenal,
L
eh?
for Arsenal, guys. We need to take our
yeah.
L for Arsenal.
No, to be honest
feel
with you, we
like-
didn't speak much about them. It was very brief because I watched the entire episode, and yeah, it was very, very brief. Yeah.
I feel like I was struggling with 4th and 5th
Mm.
between Tottenham and Arsenal. I don't. But anyway, continue.
Yeah,
This is where the
Alright.
bad takes start coming.
All
Hey, we got one right,
yeah.
guys. Look who we
Yeah,
put
okay.
first.
Yeah, at least.
That
at
was
least.
an easy one.
But let's hear ads. This is like the grand finale. So yeah, Adam,
Oh boy, here we go.
let's go. You ready, mate?
I'm ready, bro. Look at Raheem Sterling's output in terms
Yeah.
of goals and assists. He was on the end of all that good work from De Bruyne, Mahrez, what's his name?
Bernardo.
The English
Bernardo
kid.
Silva. There we go.
Bernardo,
Yeah.
Apologies. I have to go
Oh my
back.
God.
I will.
I have to go back.
I'm gonna let-
It is a
no,
fumble.
no.
There we go.
Guys.
There-
You wanted something controversial.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
I will hold myself to it. And Shavar, I'm not. This is not because we're born on the same
We're
day.
gonna finish
and you're
6th
not-
this season.
Bro,
Mm.
Liverpool to win the
See,
title.
I was not far off.
Second.
I wasn't far off.
Let me just
Let me
explain.
It's
Let me
bold.
just
It's
explain
bold
myself.
to say.
Flat out,
Can
guys.
I-
Flat out.
Can I
Flat
can I
out,
explain
I don't
myself?
disagree with you.
Okay,
Yeah.
but let me
Go
just
for it.
give you my points around it. One right. I think if you just compare the first 2 points, Haaland versus Nunes. Right.
Mm.
I think Haaland. I know he's a fire player. I know he's a
Mhm.
great signing. Unproven at this level. Right.
Yeah, it's
He's
same
in a-
thing with
He's in a system. He's been put in a system where he has been made to be the replacement for Raheem Sterling. And I know you're going to hear that and be like, they're not the same player, whatever. If you look at Raheem Sterling's output in terms of goals and assists, he was on the end of all that good work from De Bruyne, Mahrez, what's his name?
Bernardo.
the English
Bernardo
kid.
Silva. There we go.
Bernardo,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Foden. So Sterling's stats were inflated better than the player that he is, to be fair, because of the team that he had around him. Haaland has been brought in to do that and more, right? And I think it could work really well, and City could just run away with this, like you say, 20 points.
Or it
over.
could be
It's over before it started, or it could be a case of Haaland blowing hot and cold, bit of a thing that happened with Jack Grealish, didn't really settle in immediately, and it cost them just. Wait, let me finish. It cost them just. Why I'm saying it's different for Liverpool is Liverpool they've got obviously Nunes, they've got Jota, they've got Salah, obviously Mane's gone, but then they've got Diaz. Diaz, they brought in Diaz at the perfect time. He's gelled into that squad already. He'll have a good season. Salah is Salah, obviously. Jota has just signed a new deal, so I mean he's and I just think Nunes and Firmino, that front that they've got there, and obviously the midfield and the defense and etc. I just think that the squad is better put together. They will want it more because they lost it to City last season and they pushed City all the way. After that amount of hurt, I feel these players, they're going to want this so much more. And City, and last thing I'll say, and you can have it. Last thing I'll say is City don't have the drive, I think, to win this Premier League this time because there's a little bit of uncertainty around where Pep's going to go. Pep's got the pressure of winning the Champions League on him, so he's going to make that his main priority, and I think that'll cost them the league. So I just think City second, Liverpool will win.
I think just never predict the winner of the Premier League.
Yo, ads, bro. That was yeah. It's one of those penalties,
That
When
was
he
like
was-
Harry Kane taking that penalty at the World Cup. Just
He
boom.
thought
Yeah.
he thought he was at Twickenham. You know, he thought he was at Twickenham. You know what I mean? And Saint Twickenham, dog. Like,
Oh, man.
you were offside. Like, let's look at the comments, bro. Like, everyone is just on your case. Yeah.
Those are emojis.
Yeah, of course. Oh, those are emojis. Oh shit. Why can't
Well, I
we-
think they're
I,
meant to be
I know what
emojis.
the emoji is. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah.
and of course.
Nah, that was a shocker, guys. That was a shocker.
Yeah.
You know what? But you know what? Shavar, tell me why I was so wrong. Because I've got no clue about Liverpool. So tell me, why was I so
Yep.
wrong?
So it's something that if we had this video at the end of the transfer window instead of at the start of the Premier League, you wouldn't have put us there because our first game was Fulham away, and within 15 minutes, I noticed that Henderson was absolutely shot, and I'm like, shit, his legs are gone, and now when you were speaking about these guys will have the hunger and they'll want it more, that comes from him, and he just looked tired. He looked like he aged 3 or 4 years in the summer.
Yeah, he did.
And
He did.
Fabinho looked like he aged about 40 years in the summer. He had a child early on, so I think maybe he didn't get enough sleep, that type of thing. But yeah, our midfield kind of just crumbled, and then Diaz picked up injuries, Nunes picked up injuries, Jota picked up injuries, Bobby picked up injuries. Our attack, aside from Salah, picked up injuries. Then we have Harvey Elliott in midfield. And there was a bit of a tactical shuffle that went wrong. We tried this thing with Trent coming inside. And then Trent came inside, but it was Elliott that was playing on the right of midfield. Effectively the right of midfield, because Trent now came inside. And he didn't have the legs to do Henderson's dirty work. And then what happened was Salah ended up holding the width for the team instead of getting into the box. So essentially, we took our best goal scorer, we moved him further away from the goal, we put too much on an 18, 19-year-old, and we tried something new with our most creative player. At one point in time, Thiago was like our only midfielder, playing against most of the time 2, but sometimes 3 opposition midfielders on his own. He's the one that now has to be the aggressor, be the creator, which we know he can do like in his sleep. But then you also had to be the legs. And then his legs gave out because his legs have always been giving out. That's just the type of player he is. And it didn't gel up until the closer to the end of the season, where we actually had some type of midfield that could run. Curtis Jones ended up playing well. I was very surprised about that.
Yeah.
Fabinho, I don't know, maybe he got some sleep. He improved. And Henderson started playing a little bit better. But I think it was just we were so tired from the previous season, and that
Burnout.
we looked tired.
Yeah.
We looked
Yeah.
up. But even
You're
saying that, at we were never far away from absolutely hammering a team. Because there were like 3 or 4 times where we absolutely hammered a team, and then we thought, right, this is it. This is where we come back. And then we didn't come back. And then the 4th time we hammered United, and I'm like, right, everyone was like, this is it. This is where we come back. And I'm like, guys, this happened enough this season. Let's just be patient. Let's see where we go. And ironically, that was the time where we started coming back. I think Gakpo was a very good signing. He took
was
some
great.
time
Yeah.
to settle.
Gakpo should have been a signing before the World Cup, but I mean, he only shone at the World Cup, so
Well,
no one knew about him.
Yeah,
really.
I think it was also okay. I've said this before. I think we signed Diaz as Mane's replacement, right? And I think Gakpo has been signed as Bobby's replacement. And
Yeah.
I think, as we did with Diaz, where it looked like he was going to Tottenham, so we pulled the trigger and signed him early. I think we did the same thing with Gakpo because he was heavily linked with United.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we probably did
It's
the
what you're
same
doing
thing
with
there.
McAllister now as well. Liverpool always act early in the window. That's just, well, not always,
mean,
but recently
Yeah, not.
acting very early.
We now need a left-sided defender, and Guardiola is like out of our price range, even though
Nowadays,
Messi made him
you're
affordable.
Looking at 180 mil minimum.
Which we can't do
Yeah.
that. And we need now more legs in midfield. But I think we are sorting our midfield out. I just hope we get a left-sided defender because Virgil's also he
Well,
also had his injuries this
on
season.
Virgil, do you agree that Virgil had a terrible season? Terrible.
I don't think he had a terrible season.
Like
I think
I'm saying Maguire.
No. I think he still had a Champions League centre back level of a season. It's just everyone forgot about Arthur. Even Arthur forgot about Arthur.
Arthur didn't even know he was there.
He played 13 minutes against Napoli, and then we didn't see him. But okay, that's another thing, right? When Arthur was fit, all of our midfielders were fit, and when all of our midfielders got injured, Arthur got injured. So it's also not really his fault. He seems to have had the right attitude, but and then at the end of the season, if you know you're not keeping someone, you're not going to play
He
him.
was alone.
Then you
he was only alone.
to Elliot, right? So we can put him aside. I don't think Van Dijk had a terrible season. I don't think he had a great season, but we're comparing. If it was any other defender that had that season, we'd be like, okay, he's made some mistakes, but it's fine. He'll carry on. He'll learn. He'll improve. But because it's Van Dijk who has these high standards, we then look at it like it's absolutely
Well, I think
terrible.
that's the thing. I mean, we know what a literal Rolls Royce of a defender he can be, but if we were looking at the Dutch defense at the moment, Sven Botman is the best defender out of that bunch. Sven Botman currently is better than Van Dijk. He's better than De Vrij. He's better than.
He's had a better season than Van Dijk, but wasn't Van Dijk? Van Dijk was really good in the World Cup as well.
Yeah. Now, according to Ruud Gullit was on his case.
No, but that was after the World Cup where they fell out, right? Yeah. But I also, guys, remember he did his ACL at 29-30.
Yeah.
That's career ending.
It's a tough one to come back from,
right? And he came back, and he had it's still not at his level, but he had a world-class season last year where he played 63 games. I don't think he played every game, but he played all of these games, and now he had a very short off-season, and he's got to come back and go back into that rhythm. Look, I don't think we're going to see the heights again, but don't write him off. He's still a quality defender, and toward the end of the season, we saw it again. He's still a quality defender,
but I just think a lot of Liverpool's shortcomings this season, I think you could probably pin on the defense, and Van Dijk is that defense.
No.
I also think Robertson got found out defensively this season a lot.
Yeah.
Trent is always sus at the back at the moment.
Konate. And I look at this guy.
Ibrahima Konate was also just average.
No, Konate was actually really good. And now at the end of the season, with Trent going into midfield and Konate covering the right back role and the centre back role, that kind of half role, he's been doing really well. And when we have Konate and Van Dijk, that's when we've been winning games. Yeah, Robbo has been found out.
For next season's prediction video. I got something.
Yeah.
You're gonna put Liverpool fifth again, aren't you?
Yes. He's gonna put Newcastle. He's gonna put Newcastle to win the league.
No. I've also got a prediction for you guys when it comes to that. But yes, anyway, Robbo did get found out. Trent did kind of get found out as well, but we can't say he got found out. We always knew that was never his strength.
He's always
what
been
he had
defending,
What he had was a functional midfield that made up for his flaw. And this season he didn't have that anymore. So I actually think the root cause of all of our problems was Fabinho's drop off, because that was insane. Last season he was arguably the best defensive midfielder in the world. And this season, it looked like he just could not move. He could not turn.
A question for you. How much of a difference would it have made if Mane had stayed? Do you think any difference at all?
It's hard to say because our problem was not our attack, right?
I've seen this. I've seen this defended from the front. Liverpool defended from the front because of that press.
But
You
remember,
didn't have,
it was
you
not.
didn't have that
It
press
was.
this season.
It was not Mane that started the press. It was Bobby that started the press, right?
Yeah.
Bobby, like that spine of Allison, Van Dijk, Fabinho, and then Bobby, right? That's what our team was built on, right? You can add Henderson in
Yeah.
there as well.
My
but-
only regret about Sadio Mane is that when he moved to Germany, Melissa Reddy didn't go with him. That would have been great.
Hey, Melissa Reddy is from Durban, so just because she's South
we
African,
can tell she's from
we give-
Durban. We know.
look, she's South African. We give her
Yeah.
some. We give her
Yeah, you
some
know what? No,
benefit of the
we
doubt.
got to support her. We got to love her. We got to.
Yeah.
She's flying the flag. She's doing really well. Just
Yeah.
sometimes it's just
Her
that
takes are
accent
fine.
kills me sometimes.
Her takes
Mhm.
are fine. She's not terrible with her knowledge.
She's
It's
actually
her
really
voice.
knowledgeable. To be fair, she's actually really knowledgeable.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
just her
can't
voice.
listen to her for more than 2 minutes
Yes.
before wanting to slit my wrists. It's just
Yes.
Yes.
But anyway,
Yeah.
look. Would I have preferred that we kept Mane? Obviously. Do I think if we had Mane, we would have finished second? No. Do I think we would have finished fourth? Maybe. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah. But with me, it's the burnout, Shiva, bro. That was for me
Yeah,
the
burnout
main
was-
issue. It was hectic,
And
bro.
Fabinho.
I feel like even with my team, up until we won the Carabao Cup, I feel like that's when the burnout started occurring, where you could see
week
now
after.
that- yeah, I mean, you need a squad, bro, and
You're
that's part of
right,
the
bro.
reason
You're right.
Yeah.
Weghorst was not the answer.
it wasn't, bro. It wasn't.
And I remember, I know I sent you all the photos and that, but okay, this is me
Yeah.
talking from my living in England high horse here. But when I got to go watch Man United play against Crystal Palace,
Yeah.
and I actually watched them play, you can see the tiredness. You can see
yeah.
things that you see in a stadium that you guys know when you watch football live versus when you watch it on television.
Yeah.
Things like when there's a transition in play, and so Man United have an attack, doesn't lead to a goal. There's a transition in play, and now you've got
Yeah.
players like Bruno and Weghorst and Anthony who are still up the field, heads down, walking back, not sprinting back to try and get back into the game, but lethargically walking back. There's those type of things that you see when you watch the games live, and sometimes when you watch it on TV, you can tell, just depending on how the camera angles are and whatever. There was that dip off. You can see that dip
Yeah.
off in the play.
And as well,
Ironically-
sorry.
So I was going to say, ironically for us, it was also against Palace when I noticed that we're fried. That was the first time in a 90-year-old Milner. Well, yeah, that's pretty much the truth, right?
Hey, don't
Uh,
shock Uncle Milner there. Uncle Milner still is the strongest on the beep test. Don't shock. He's
Yeah.
still fit for a 59-year-old man.
For a
Yeah.
59-year-old man, I think he's 37. He's the same age as Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I think he's a year older. But anyway, what I was saying, it was our game against Palace. That was the first time in Klopp's entire, what's the word I'm looking for, era, let's call it the Klopp era, where I just felt like our team was just not doing any type of work. It's like we couldn't. We were sprinting. We weren't even sprinting, but you could see on the guys' faces that they were trying to sprint. But those were not sprints. Those were just a
And
brisk jog.
I'll compare both of your teams against my team for the majority of the season. We also had dips. We definitely also had dips during the season. Around the Carabao, after the Carabao Cup final for us was also a point where we dipped as well, but we managed to turn it around. But we had that hustle the whole season. We had that press the whole season. There wasn't a challenge on the right-hand side that Kieran Trippier wasn't first to from all the games that I watched. And it's just about the teams that can maintain that intensity now in modern football are the teams that can
Exactly.
see out a season.
I think guys, like the football is of course now an athlete's game.
Yeah.
The flair component is dying out. of
Skill
course.
and flair is
Yeah.
secondary to athleticism. You're completely
Exactly.
right, X.
Yeah, and so for me now, I think teams, especially when you look at City City have so much quality in depth, bro, that literally, on average, I'd say most of the players play like 60 minutes, on average, 60
Yeah.
minutes per game, So that's the reason why they can still
They run
go
that
go-
rotation thing is brilliant because they can run
Yeah.
hot for 60 minutes and then they don't play for another
Exactly.
30 and he rotates like that.
And as well,
Pep doesn't see games as 90s. He runs
Yeah.
he runs it as a 120 or he runs it as a one whatever, you know what I mean?
And as well, bro, like there were periods where Mahrez would be like the best player for like maybe 3 weeks, and then after that it would change because
Then it'll
now
be Foden, or then it'll
see
be
what I'm saying?
you know what I mean?
Grealish.
Yeah, Grealish. Then now
Grealish.
Gundo right
Gundo
now.
finished so strong. I mean, where did
so
that come
strong, bro. And as well,
I think
yeah.
it's also time that we start talking about Kevin De Bruyne in the upper echelon of Premier League midfielders.
Oh,
we start talking about him being maybe number one now because he's done it 2 seasons in a row, right?
We should talk about him as probably one of the best midfielders of all time.
Okay, I don't think he's quite on that level, but in terms of Premier League, he's done it twice now. Where at the end of last season, and I know this because we were chasing them, so I did have a horse in the race. At the end of last season, Kevin De Bruyne, at one point, he just decided, guys, I've had enough fun now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and win
this league. Yeah.
And then he went and won the league. And he did it again this season. And I had a horse in the race this season because I know a lot of Arsenal fans that I didn't know were Arsenal fans 6 months ago. So I did have a bit of a horse in the race this season. And he did the same thing. He's like, okay, cool. Arsenal have had their fun. I'm just going to go and win the league now. And then he just went and won the league. And the first time he did it, I'm like, look, we might have a problem here. But now that he's done it twice, I think he's got to be in the conversation.
Yeah, but as well, guys, I feel like we also downplay Gundo, especially in big games, bro. Gundo turns up in big games, bro. And man.
He's a fine wine, bro. It reminds me of...
No, not over Gerrard.
I wouldn't. The thing is,
I'll have the conversation. I'll have the conversation.
No, I think Gerrard's goal output and Gerrard's overall play will always surpass De Bruyne, unfortunately. But if we're having the conversation between like De Bruyne, Scholes, and Lampard, I'm not sure I would say that those two are actually better than him. Maybe you could argue Lamps had a
I think we can have
because the amount of goals, but
we can have an entire conversation about this, right?
Yeah,
because I think this one. I think Lampard played a lot of his career as a support striker rather than as a full-on midfielder.
100%.
And that's why his numbers are inflated. Now, I'm still saying Lampard is in this conversation. I'm just saying that don't look at his numbers within context. And obviously, the United fan will talk crap about Gerrard. So I'm not saying that. What we have to when we have a 1 hour session,
guys,
because guys, we actually have an hour session to talk about those 4 midfielders, to be honest.
And David Silva, I am putting David Silva.
Yeah, I know.
I would chuck in a few in the mix. I'd chuck in David Silva. I'd chuck in Cesc Fabregas. I'd chuck in
Yaya
Toure.
I think here's my controversial take for this window. My controversial take for this window. I think Yaya Toure had the best singular season of any Premier League midfielder. Right?
I fully agree.
I'd agree with that.
But I don't think he brought it for enough seasons to be in the
that's because
conversation.
Pep came through. Pep was like, nah, bro, go sit on the bench. When he came in.
Whatever the reason was,
right? He didn't have the mental strength. He was too worried about his birthday cake and shit like that.
Yeah, no way.
So, I put Yaya Toure.
Like, I was too emotional.
Yeah.
I put Yaya Toure in the same bracket as Luis Suarez, where if you take one season, there is no doubt.
Yeah.
But if you take it over the course of
probably one of the best midfielders ever.
I think that was the best season from a midfielder, but I don't think he's in the conversation because we have to look at his entire career.
Would you say that this is the Haaland has had the best first season of any player in the Premier League ever?
It's just that eye test, bro, Adam. I just think,
Torres
yes, numbers wise, he of
numbers
course,
wise,
but
we
eye
can't argue.
test, bro. Like especially the time I say Suarez's season when he scored 31 goals. The
Well,
goals
I
that
like
Suarez
what
was
No,
Sherrod
first-
said. Torres,
so
Torres'
Adam means first
season in the Premier
Oh,
League.
first.
Torres'
Yeah.
first season was epic.
Oh, yeah, no, you're
Van
right.
Persie,
Are we going to count?
Van
Are we going to
Persie,
count
bro.
Fabregas when he came back? Are we going to count
Van-
Fabregas when he
Van
came back to
Persie, when he
Chelsea?
won us the title, bro. Van
Yeah, but
Persie
he would
single
already
handed-
been in the league.
No,
He'd
bro,
already
but
been
that's
in the
his
league.
first season. No one saw that coming, bro. Even as a United fan, bro.
no one saw that.
No, I
coming.
did.
not see-
I remember
RBG.
telling a friend of mine that the problem with Van Persie is he's injured, and if he plays 30 games a season, you'll win the league. And I think he played 29 or something. Something
You could
like that
argue
was his first.
Aguero's first
Yeah.
season in the Premier League was
Yeah.
fire season.
I mean, he
You
scored
could argue.
that winner. He scored
Yeah.
that winner, Aguero. So yeah, guys, you know what? We need to sit aside and plan this accordingly. This would be a
Yeah.
very interesting convo because right now,
Guys,
man, we're an
if
hour.
we
and
Guys,
15
hold
minutes
on.
in.
Move
Hold
this
on.
discussion to Tuesdays. I will be here.
Is
Tuesday.
the answer okay? Maybe not the answer, but
Yeah,
Mo Salah also broke the Premier League scoring record in his first season.
exactly.
He's in 100%.
He's up there,
100%.
bro. Salah's a legend, Shabab, bro. Whether people like it or not, he's a legend, bro. He's a
Absolute
Premier
legend,
League
yeah.
legend, and he's gonna be your all-time top goal scorer when everything ends, bro.
No.
Ahead of
He will
Ian
be
Rush.
our he will be our all time. He won't catch Rush.
How much
Rush has
does
got-
Rush have?
Rush is 346.
Woo!
total.
Okay, never mind.
So
Never
I don't
mind.
think he'll catch
How many years is he
Rush.
on?
He's at-
Salah's on. He's. I don't think he's hit 120 yet. I think he's caught
Oh,
Gerrard
yeah,
in the
he's got
league.
no-
I don't
at-
think he's
at
caught Gerrard
31 years
overall.
old. He's got no chance. Yeah.
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 He would have had to
he'll
have been on
be-
like 250 by now or 275.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He won't catch Rush. But I think he'll be our
Mm.
Premier League. I think he will catch Fowler. I think he's already caught
Yeah.
Fowler.
He's
He
caught
might have
Fowler.
already caught Fowler.
He's
Well,
caught
you
Fowler.
could
No,
you could have,
he
we
needed
could
to
have another
score-
we could have another podcast as a ranking thing to be like who is
Yeah.
the if we look at like the top 6 teams and I'll
I
throw
don't
my
have
own
my
team in
pen
it.
here, man.
Yeah.
Write it down.
I'll send you a
man.
message. I'll send
Yeah,
you a
send
message.
a
Don't worry, I'll
message.
send you a message.
You
You could a video idea. You could have like you could look at a top, even the top 10, or make it a top 7 or
Yeah.
top 8, and who is their best player of the Premier League era. And you could argue Mo Salah is probably Liverpool's best player of the Premier League era.
No. There
Yeah,
isn't.
so-
There isn't really an argument there.
yeah.
Like
Who?
at all. I'm sorry. Mo Salah, he has an argument for number 2.
Who's number
He
1?
has an argument for it's like his head and shoulders above
Gerrard didn't
anybody
win
else.
anything.
He
Salah won a
didn't.
Premier League.
He didn't,
Okay,
but
Gerrard won a
he kept
Champions League.
us.
I'm
But his
talking Premier
influence,
League
though.
era.
Yes,
Premier
but he
League.
kept us. Okay, you take Gerrard out of that Liverpool team in the 2000s, we end up like Newcastle.
Oh wow. Okay. On that note, we'll have this conversation another time.
Well, that's it. Yeah, guys, we'll have this convo. This was very interesting. The closing segment was fire, in my opinion, because these are the sort of conversations that I like having, But
Yeah.
guys,
My-
thank
my
you so
favorite
much,
thing-
eh? Yeah.
My favorite thing is that we just skipped City and we didn't talk about them.
Yeah, because they won and we knew they won it.
Yeah,
They won
yeah,
it.
it's
They won the
boring
Premier League
now.
again. 6 out of 7 seasons. Oh, big whoop! They won it
So-
again.
This
And
is
the
what
Premier
I'm
League
saying,
is a
guys,
farmers league.
Yeah,
With-
it is,
with-
bro.
Exactly. This is what the Premier League has become, honestly, and I really hope my team can
Yeah.
change this.
It
Maybe
has
not
to.
now, maybe not within the next 5 years, but in some point, I hope we can change this and be like, we've now got the money to bat with City.
Yeah.
Or the investigation goes the way
Yeah.
we all want the investigation to go.
Thank you, Siobhan. That one.
The investigation of City and they get points
Yeah.
deduction.
The FA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we take.
You know, the
Gerrard
thing is,
might
the
get a
FA,
Premier
I
League
can tell
title.
you now, the FA are going to
Yep.
bottle that. They are not going
Oh
to
yeah.
find
Oh yeah.
anything.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna
Of course.
they will find things, and you will never find out what they actually find. But what they actually end up doing to City will be nothing, because they
Yeah.
The
know
FA.
they know
the
the
FA
amount of money that City are bringing into this league, and for them to piss them off, and City will be like, okay, fine, we'll go start our own league, we'll go start our own Super League, and all the other teams will follow us. I don't
But
think
here's
the
the
FA
thing,
are gonna
right?
be bold enough to do that.
Here's the thing. Our City. Oh, look, maybe they are, because their fan base is growing as well.
Yeah, especially the younger generation, bro. All
Yeah.
these
Younger generation
Yeah,
don't know
younger
about
g-
United.
yeah.
They know City.
exactly, they know City. My nieces, my nephews, younger cousins all
They
support
know
City,
City, bro. Yeah.
I suppose
Haaland,
it comes down
yeah.
to
Mm.
United and Liverpool can flex and say we have these huge fan bases that have been so loyal, but in the Premier League's eyes, that's already like money. Like they've already taken into account
Bro,
that
they got
money is
that money. They want
given
the new money
every
now.
year, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna keep getting that money like
The
forever.
thing is, the Premier
right?
League doesn't care about fan money. They care about,
Yeah.
well, they do, but indirectly, they care about broadcast revenue. That's
Yes.
all the Premier
And
League cares
City
about.
are bringing in
City
new people.
are bringing in the
Yeah.
broadcast revenue from the Middle East. They're bringing
Yep.
it in
Yeah.
from other places in the world. That's what they care about. So when it comes to saying to them, "Oh, City, you broke financial fair play rules. Here's a whatever deduction or suspension or whatever," if City don't like it, City can leave. I'm pretty sure there is a world we can live in where City are not part of the Premier League and they are part of a Super League with Juventus, Real Madrid, Barcelona. They want to do it
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
But again,
exactly.
that's another podcast talking about a Super League.
Yeah, hey guys. You know what? Let's call it.
Let's call
Guys,
it
thank
there,
you
guys.
so much for pulling through, and of course those who've tuned in, thank you so much. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. This is Easy Sport, and we out. Peace.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.